Hey guys, welcome to this video. Thank you so much for tuning in, sharing in this now moment with myself and with one another. If you haven't seen these videos before, welcome back. If you have, my intention is unity and oneness. I'm just going to go into a little channel flow with my higher guidance team, which consists of a collective of frequencies and energies in higher dimensions. And they essentially come through my heart, my mind. I anchor that into my body and I share what I'm reading in the field from and through my own unique expression. Okay. So we constantly and consistently come back as we share these messages and talk about messages of feelings. Many people are very stirred up right now, and simultaneously, many people have cut themselves off from their feelings. Many people have lost their way. We'll play with this for a moment. Many people have lost or are lost in the shuffle. They are lost inside. They have closed the doors and shut down their resources. They are tuning into a box, if you will. They are tuning into a box that is keeping them imprisoned within their own prism of understanding. Allowing the light to come in and reflect is important to create a prism and to step out of a prison, to see the rainbow in all things, to see through the rainbow, the light spectrum of what true expansion brings. And so there are those who are going down into compression, into contraction, and they are anchoring into a false reality matrix, a false reality programmation that has been created and set up in a beautiful experiment. We use the word beautiful because even though it is dark, it is beautifully created by dark minds. And we invite you to recognize that beauty is in all things. We can appreciate the beauty of someone's plan because it is so well designed. It is so well thought out. It has created such a rift in reality. How can you not appreciate the complexity of that thought process and programming that was put into it? And so that is where we play with that word. It is not true beauty in the sense of what beauty really represents. It is a play on words, we could say. We are sharing this because there have been many beautiful minds who have been erased. We will play with this. There have been beautiful minds and people who have rewritten or been rewritten into a program. And we would say they have been lost in the shuffle. They have been lost in an overwhelm, you could say, a sensory overload in some cases that causes them to run away, shy away, shut down, deflect, contract, protect. And the system that they are instead running into or to run away from reality has allowed them to create their own reality in which they feel seen and yet unseen, needed, connected with. And so while this is a programming, we could say, while this is a madness, some might say, and maddening for others to be unable to communicate or connect with these individuals, they have made a deep connection with disconnection. They have made a deep connection because of protection into a false connection through artificial reality synchronization. that syncs up with the hemispheres of the brain and seeks to, I'm hearing seek and destroy. I'm seeing battleship. It rewires the central connections into the body. It almost causes an overstimulation in response to being understimulated, in a response to the lower frequencies being overly activated. A hypervigilance is created, one could say. So I'm being shown cortisol addiction. I'm being shown sensory overload. So what I'm being shown is there's some people who are actually lacking in senses and need that stimulation in order to feel. I'm being shown another set of people who are actually overly stimulated and feel like they need to be shut down, or they feel like they're being shut down, or they feel like they can't react in society. So they turn inward and look towards something that they can channel all that energy towards and receive all that energy from, that causes them to have a hyper focus. And that is causing a disconnect from the natural reality. Both of those examples are causing a disconnect from humanity. I'm just hearing sensory overload then leads to desensitization. We are expressing this now because there are many who fall into this categorization. Lack of, I'm hearing an over-identification with programs creates a lack of identity in the truest essence. Meaning it creates a disconnect and a disharmonization from the ability to stay centered in reality, in the reality in which we were born into through the natural domains. This is done through electronics, sound, frequency, food, and habit patterns and behaviors. Some are going from one extreme to another, forced into this other extreme from one perspective because of the extreme of the other directive. And so it is causing a shooting match to occur. I'm seeing this as a play on words. It is causing a stream of consciousness to be created that is unconscious, that is unconsciously driven by a very brilliant, beautiful mind. One may ask if this beautiful mind is human or AI. And we would venture to say that just because something is plugged into an artificial reality does not mean they are not human. They have shut down certain human emotions that would usually be utilized for joy, happiness, and bliss. And those emotions have been recoded through programming, as shown earlier. This programming can come from TV, radio, shows, social media, parents, family, friends, whatever it might be. The social network, we could say, of community that causes a person to feel part of something. And the opposite is true. The social communication and network that someone can feel that causes them to feel separate from something, isolated and alone. We are bringing this to this message because this is happening more now than ever before because of the connection to artificial realities. and the disconnection to nature, to human nature, to Mother Nature. And so an opposite is happening in reaction to I'm being shown, like, because of this massive disconnect, it's taking us into a really dark direction for some people. This is false. The idea that one can be separate from Mother Nature and still survive on Earth in a thriving, hospitable, gracious, and beautiful reality is untrue. For Earth was not created, or Earth has not helped create, or Earth has not been birthed from, or we have not been birthed outside of Earth. So we are all part of a living network. No matter what we think, or no matter what we are being told, or no matter what we have been told, we are not living in an unnatural environment. The only thing that is unnatural is our false sense of over-identification with things, with false realities, our over-identification with separateness, the lack of connection to the I am presence that animates, moves through all of us. For we are the glue. We are the breath. We are each and every one of us individual yet connected aspects of the living organism that is, I'm just saying whatever you want to label it as, let's not compartmentalize it, spirit, source, light and dark, frequency, sound, waves, energy. We are not disconnected. Yet the rivalry that has been created that stems from the brilliant minds that seek to destruct, to destroy, that seek to control, our sense of humans of fear, destability, insecurity, judgment, survival, the fear that all of us have since birth, that we have for survival, has been propagated, channeled, created to be perpetuated, to create a false sense of separation. And while this has always been the case for many different eons, we could say, I'm just seeing we've always fought, like tribes have always fought one another before television. This time is different because we are different. We are in a different reality. We are in a different time. We are in a different dimension. And so therefore, the way in which we create our reality is being superimposed on with artificiality in a much more perceivable and simultaneously imperceivable way. This false distortion has created a chain of reactions, overreactions, and desensitization that has been long overlooked. It is now at our front door. It is now, in some cases, in our own homes. It has leached its way into the mental stability of many humans. no matter what reality these humans subscribe to. And being shown on all sides, like way over here, way over there, this really big sense of separation. It isn't real. And yet, the more we believe in it, the more it becomes real. The more energy we give towards separation, the more separated we feel. The more energy we project into distortion, the more distorted our perspectives become. And here we are, coming unglued, not realizing we are the glue that holds the fabric of reality together. And so as we scatter, we feel weak. As we come together, we feel strong. Yet, what is it that is really drawing us together? Is it a belief about a system that was created under the guise of unity, yet creates a false sense of security, and in actuality creates more separation, whatever that program might be? Or are we coming together because we are that glue that is connected through and through the human skin suit, through the heart, through the field that each of us breathes in and out of on a daily basis, that each of us requires in order to live and survive? Are we coming together in true unity, in true listening and celebration of the life that we have been blessed with, so to speak, here as a participant on this beautiful planet that Mother Earth has given us as a gift? Are we coming together because we value each other as a resource of compassion, of helpfulness, of ideas, of experience, adventure, joy? Is that why we are coming together? Are we recognizing that the reason we want to come together is because we are not separate? And that false sense of separation, that feeling of isolation, that feeling of anger and frustration come from, are created by the distortion and distorted idea or the lie that we are not all one human. How do we co-create together in individuality and unique expression, in freedom and joy, if we cannot see the humanity in ourselves? If we cannot look across at a brother and sister who are just that, a limb of the tree that we are attached to? For we are lost in a sea of anxiety, depression, rage, and yet simultaneously, those human emotions are part of the human experience, and they can be balanced, and we can find joy in extreme happiness. And so, how, in the midst of all of this craziness, can we find a higher sensitivity? The sensitivity to the true reality that is expressing itself through us and all around us. How can we stop the madness, so to speak? Recognize the beautiful minds that are wreaking havoc on all of our other beautiful minds that are all created in the one mind of love. the wave that moves through all of us, that animates us in this reality and beyond? How can we feel more, to recognize we are more than what we are playing into? We are more than what we have been told, and we are more than we are telling each other. Meaning, we are not more important than one person or another. We are not more in the sense of being special, or we are not more isolated. We are the energy that moves through all things. Each and every one of us has a unique spring, a wellspring inside of us that through our own life experiences, communication, our own learning. I'm like seeing a lot, a little emotional. We have a choice. We have a choice to see past, to look beyond the past, to look past what is being thrown in front of us, to see past all of that, and to see through the veneer, the false screens, and to come together through the golden rule, the golden means. We have a choice to bear witness to what is happening around us and to balance the discord, to balance the disconnect by feeling and showing respect for our mother, Mother Earth, for our mother as a human, for our brother as a human, for our sisters, for our ancestors. To connect into the spring, the inner spring of life that is inside each and every one of us, the spark that ignites and animates us. We are being invited to encourage one another in creative expression, in beauty, moving away from false security created through false identities or lack of knowing who we really are, and running towards something or someone to tell us, this is who you are. For we are not what we think we are, for oftentimes what we think is a program that we learn as we grow, as we move through this world. We become harnessed by the opinions of others. We attempt to harness others with our own opinions that are based on doctrines that were written by the opinions of beautiful minds. Can we feel through and see through and see into and feel into the depths of the true human? which is capable of so much more. So much more compassion, creativity, expansion, vitality, movement, sound, dance, technology. To have a greater impact in a positive, in a balanced equilibrium that allows us to shift and grow together in a unique and hospitable, enhanced way. Can we recognize that our interpretations of our reality are coming from our inner fluctuations and emotions that have been stirred and impacted by the opinions and others, of our growth experiences that we have now taken on as our identification? Can we see that there is more than meets the eye? Can we look through our inner eyes and hear with ears to hear that allow us to see through and recognize where we have been desensitized and reactivate and open those senses? Kundalini, telepathy, clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, clear knowing, clear thinking, clear listening, feeling, connected into the heart, the mind, the body, the antennae, to a higher dimensional expression that we all have access to. And yet, we have the choice to continue to shut down these senses, to shut each other's senses down through judgment. We can choose to shut down this frequency of connected, heart-centered energy, of creativity and higher mind versus hive mind. And yet we are all part of the beehive, if you will. We're all vibrating and humming together. When we tune into the higher heart of the cosmos, of the earth, the stars, and we unplug a bit from the hive heart of false humming, the machine, the machines that were created through the imagination of beautiful minds feeling the need to control because of their own sense of separation, their own identification with negativity and darkness. Can we come out of the age of darkness and move into a new age that brings together the night, that sees the stars in the night sky and recognizes the beauty for what it is, and allow the light from the stars to move us, to open our hearts, to stir our senses, to wake up from the senseless shutdown that many of us have boxed ourselves into, that have allowed ourselves to be boxed into, that are boxing others into? Can we move into the circle, the sphere, the shapes of higher dimensions and more expansive fields than we've ever known before? And yet we know from within there is more, that we do have access. And this is the connection point. This is the space in which we move our focal points into the direction of what we wish to co-create in separation or in unity, in unification through diversity and expression of beauty. Do no harm. For we are the arm, the limb of the tree that is life. We are the mycelium. We are the myceliums, the limbs of the network. No matter what we think, and that is the truth. And so it is. Woo! Hope you guys enjoyed that. In love and light, guys. Namaste.